Welcome back to the S Collective show with my co-host here, Cody, Daniel, and Silvio. So it's been about a year since our rebranding. We're super excited to be back in the saddle here and share with you guys some content and some interesting things that have happened along the way. Guys,
nailed it.
Kick it off?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
That's pretty good. Can we put it in a race?
Oh my
seat
gosh.
instead of a saddle?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm messing with you.
I thought that was good.
I thought it was great. That was great.
It was good. I think we can go with that.
We can roll with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to kick it off? Well, we'll just address the elephant in the room. I'm not wearing my hat today, so I got called out on that this morning. We are.
It will happen again.
Yes, it will happen again. But we decided to raise money for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so the hats are significant. Cancer has impacted all of us in some form or fashion. I've got a close friend whose wife went through it, and so we made these really cool hats, and we've been selling them. They've been super popular online and at shows, but I did not wear mine today, so shame on me. But thank you guys for supporting.
Yeah. We know you just don't want to mess your hair up. So.
It is in part the hair.
Okay.
It is in part the hair. You guys can say that. That's
hair.
okay.
That's fine.
We've been together long enough.
Yeah.
So
It is hard to believe that it's been a year, right? I mean, it's gone by just super fast. It's amazing the amount of growth that we've had in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gone from, J Avenue, Daniel, 1,250 square feet to 7,000 square feet and 6,000 square feet and 3,000 square feet and 4,000 square feet and 2,000. I mean,
we're shooting in a new space now.
Yeah. We've gone. It's interesting. I see these guys online that are shops like ours, and they're bragging, "Oh, I've got the biggest shop in Dallas. 13,000 square feet. We have 22,000 square feet now. So, and I'm not sure it's enough.
No.
yeah, we've already run out of room.
Yeah.
But our team has also grown exponentially. So we brought in more installers. We brought in more techs. And it's a big workload. We have close to 30 employees now. 28.
Yeah, we're 20. We're over 25 for sure. Maybe. Well, if you take.
I mean, it's not just installers, right? We've got support as well.
Right.
And if you take Ian's
advisors.
guys, then we have
Media.
Yeah, we have more than 30.
We're over 30.
I think over 30.
I mean, we're a team for sure. I mean, when we show up to events, we're not just showing up with 2 people. We're showing up with 15, 20 people at the time. And I would say a year ago, most people were like, that's 3 collections, right? And now everybody knows the S Collective. Everywhere we go, they know our logos, they know our gear and our team.
Yeah, Tyler Rippey put on an amazing show Saturday night, and it was the S
Front.
Collective
That was
show.
awesome.
I mean, I counted no less than 35 or 40 hats. It was it's very cool to see. But the thing I think it's most important that everybody, that if you don't know us, everybody needs to know how humbled we are by the success that we had. Yeah. We don't take anything for granted. I'm extraordinarily grateful for everything that we've been able to build, and it's been an amazing journey.
So I was at Chipotle, speaking of just how our branding is being recognized in the market. So grabbed lunch at Chipotle, and some young guy comes running up, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, y'all are the S Collective. Was that your car that just cruised by?" And I was like, "Yeah, thanks, man." And he's like, "I love what you guys are doing." And in that moment, it was just a humbling moment, but also of great pride, to have a brand that's starting to be recognized in the market. And it speaks to what we're doing. People are taking notice, not only to the cars that we work on, but how we go about things, the events we do, the people that work here, everything that kind of embodies what this company is. So
nothing's
it was just exciting. Like I was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah. Well, nothing's changed about the reason people come here. The reason people come here is not why we do it, but how we do it.
Right.
We strive to have a better attention to detail than everybody else. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. Things happen. But I would like to think that when a car leaves here, it leaves here with the seal of approval of all of us. And whether one of us looked at it or all 4 of us looked at it, it doesn't matter. We have the same exact standards.
Yeah, agreed.
We all want to put the best work out there, and that's kind of what's brought us to our success so far. And I think we're too busy to be bragging, you know. Like there's all these places that love, like you were saying, love to brag about, oh well, our shop's doing this, we're big, blah blah blah. And at the end of the day, we're just too busy to really do that. You know, we're focused on getting the cars done and getting them at the highest level, which doesn't leave a lot of time to go bragging about it.
Yeah, well, it's a good example. Is you know, there's some guys that are opening up a shop here, and they're talking about their multi-million-dollar shop car, this and that. You can have a $50 million shop car, but if you don't have the right staff, the right employees, the right key people, the right management, the right hierarchy, you got nothing.
And the knowledge to have, you know, just having the knowledge to know what you need. I think that's where we all been doing this for a long time, so we all have an idea of what we need to make the product what we want.
In one way or another, we've all been involved in automotive since we were kids, pretty much. I mean, in one form or fashion, you know, since we were very young, you know, and a lot of it with our fathers, you know. So, yeah, Silvio, I couldn't agree with you more. It's how we do everything. You know, I think it's just super important.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, everybody always sees what they want online. You know, we put the best content out there. You know, it's you put your best foot forward, but what they don't see is all the work and the growth and the pain and the hurdles that you have to overcome to get to where you want to go. And you know, I know that everybody talks about that, but you know, behind the scenes, you know, even though we've rebranded a year ago, it has been a struggle at times. It's been challenging. We've had new systems. We have new personnel. We have a difference of opinion sometimes. And
We do?
We do?
No.
What do you want me to say? You know, all those things people don't realize happens, you know, within an organization. And I think what we have created here is a family-like environment. We strive for perfection, and you know, we butt heads at times, and we get into it. But you know, we have the same objectives. We have the same destination. We all want to create the same thing, and I think that's what makes this team so special and unique, as opposed to other like businesses out there. Is, you know, 1 minute we're like family, we're fighting, but the next minute we're putting out something really cool. Or man, I mean, you guys were just at Pikes Peak 2 months ago. You had 3 cars out there. You were at Laguna Seca with a client. You were at Mid-Ohio. Like, I mean, I'm teeing you up here, buddy. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been all over the place. I mean, the clients that we have want to race all over the country. So we've had a great network of people. And
Where have we been, Silvio?
Pikes Peak was number one. And we spent the whole month of June at Pikes Peak. That's a huge endeavor. It takes.
That was on TV. We saw the cars on TV.
And it takes 3 weeks of practicing and testing before you can get to the grand event, which is race day. And you know, race day is a matter of a maybe 10-minute run, but we prep for, you know, while we're there, we prep for 3 weeks, and before that, we're prepping for months ahead just to be able to do it.
Most people don't understand either. Is we're shuttling our team, right? You had a couple of your techs go up at a time. They'd come back. You'd send up some other guys.
Yeah, we saw business to do.
There, and we're still trying to run a shop. We're still trying to get other cars out. You know, we're still just trying to do oil changes.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but that's what makes us different, right? There's no problem that we look at and don't try to find a solution. There's no problem that we go, yeah, can't be fixed, we're out, you know. So that's I think what separates us from everybody else is there's not a problem big enough that we can't solve.
If you know us really well, everybody knows that our motto should be, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yep, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. So where else have we been, Silvio? So
Pikes Peak, that was the bigger one. Next up, we went to Laguna Seca for a PCA Club race weekend. One of our customers wanted to go back to California, which logistically for us in Texas, it's a really difficult thing to go race in California. But we got it all done. Customers are happy racing, cars are staying clean and doing well at the races, so we're happy. Right after that, we finished a build on the Club Sport, where we did a full conversion from a track day to a competition. Lots more involved than you would think. But the car came out perfectly, and we sent the car out to Mid-Ohio for his first test day, and it was a flawless weekend. I mean, not a single thing went wrong with the car, which again kind of goes back to what we're after, which is perfection, right? It's really hard to achieve that, but we're definitely trying.
What's super cool, Silvio, to me now with our race support and stuff is you don't have to go do it. You know, there are guys that want you to go do it, of course.
Yeah.
But everybody trusts our guys enough now to where you're sending CJ or some of our other guys that everybody else trusts. So that, to me, that talks about the evolution of how, where we are today. The idea you don't have to go do track support is a huge accomplishment.
I love it.
Yeah.
I want to show up. I still love going to the track and doing the support weekends, but I like showing up and just dealing with the customers, dealing with the cars, trying to brainstorm how to make the car faster, and having the great crew there that I can tell them we need to do this, this, and this, and they get it done.
Yeah, we did a few events at COTA.
So we have some events coming up at COTA. This weekend we'll be club racing at Eagles Canyon. In about 3 to 4 weeks we'll be club racing at COTA as well. And then right after that we'll be back at COTA for an endurance race.
I think we were talking about how much growth we've had and how responsibilities and roles, have changed. I mean, Daniel, did you ever think you'd have 30 employees that you were managing? Did you ever think you'd have 10, 5?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, when we started this, I thought we had kind of our core team. I thought we had a pretty clear plan of this is what we want to accomplish, this is where we want to go. I am thankful for every twist and turn that has come our way, because it seems like it's all been positive. It's always a challenge, but everything it's welcomed. So yeah, having 30 people, it never crossed my mind, not once. No.
What I love about it is that we now have, when we all started this, we were all a multi-tool, right? We do it all, right? We gotta, work on cars, handle customers, phone calls, appointments, parts, and everything. And now that we're growing, we're able to put the right people in the right places.
Well, Silvio, you have a full-time service rider now.
Exactly, and to me, that's been the biggest game changer, because keeping up with the shop and customers is something that I thought I could do. But looking back on it, I don't think anybody can.
Silvio cannot do that. I
Well,
want everybody to know. And that's
and honestly, I don't think anybody can.
I was like, that's not a personal
can't.
attack.
You
man.
can't.
That's-
You
Yeah,
can't.
nobody can.
No,
It's too much.
Yeah, you can't. That's the other thing that people don't ever see, is how much work it takes to do, what we do. And the ability to take Kurt and let Kurt do nothing but sales and get him out of the management roles and stuff, it's been invaluable to the company. He brings in a huge percentage of our business. And Daniel, you've taken on the responsibility to run those, the employees. You run all of the detailing and paint correction and PPF and all that, and you and Kurt had a bit of a power struggle there for a little while about who actually ran the shop, and I think that, you guys can speak to that, but I think it was a very, very healthy period in our life. It was a difficult one, but it was a healthy period. In the final analysis, it was a super healthy period, because I don't think Kurt's ever been happier here, and I don't think you've ever been happier here than you are now.
Yeah, I mean, coming from a small business where you run every facet of it, and you're in charge of everything, and then coming together as a group, there are things you have to learn to let go of. And that is a really hard transition. All of us here, I think, are just natural entrepreneurs. We're all pretty headstrong. We all have a strong personality. And that sometimes makes for an interesting dynamic. And so, I can speak to Daniel and I just naturally, just part of who I was, I think invaded the shop a little bit more than you wanted to, or that you needed. You didn't need that input. You were busy trying to run it, and I was kind of stepping on those toes. Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was so much a struggle of you invading or stepping on toes. It's just when we have a team that large, like we do, clear and precise direction is key. The way to keep the shop running smooth, the way to keep everybody on task, is to have one direct voice going through. And I think you and I both, are so used to wearing so many different hats that it was a struggle between us, not so much power, but it was like, well, this needs to get done, and this needs to get done. And wherever you thought you could plug in and help, you were quick to do it. I did the same thing, thinking I was quick to do it, and I think it caused a little bit of confusion with the team. Power struggle, I wouldn't label it that. I would think it was just we wanted everybody to be on the same page.
No, I think it's just habits are hard to break. That's
That
all
too,
it is.
yeah,
I don't think it's a power
100%.
struggle.
Yeah,
Maybe the four of us see something, and we see something wrong.
We want to take care of it.
Yeah,
we
we
want
wanna
to fix
walk
it,
over
right?
there
It's
and
just
say,
kind of our personalities.
do this, do this, do this, do this. I mean,
But
also
it took Daniel and it took myself taking a step back.
Yeah.
100%,
And saying, okay, what does my partner need from me,
Yeah.
right? It's not what can I give them. It's what do I need to do different to allow them to shine, right? And so I think that was, we hashed it out. Took a little bit of time, and then all of a sudden it was smooth sailing.
Everything clicked,
right?
yeah.
And everything just clicked,
Yeah.
and now we're back to where we were, and so it's exciting to see that. When you have a good team, you're going to have those moments, and you're going to have those disagreements, but a great team will always find a way to work through that and push on to the next phase.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we do better than anybody else.
I think so too. And Silvio has a very unique case of power struggle between everybody knows that Silvio's girlfriend,
No.
Well,
Silvio's fiance, newly engaged, Silvio Zucchet, newly engaged, has yet to show us any pictures or anything yet of anything, but we believe he's engaged because there's a ring.
we saw one picture, I think, at the
Did you
the
see
track,
a picture?
yeah.
I feel offended. I've seen nothing.
I have seen nothing.
He didn't show me directly. I think
It's
it
on
was,
fa-
it
yeah, it's
was
on Facebook,
posted
yeah.
on yeah. So I had to search
It's
for
not
it.
on our. It's not on our Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
We can
you
fix
know,
that.
Silvio,
There you go.
you,
There you go.
you have a very unique story, and you and Kelsey went through exactly what Daniel and Kurt went through, and it was difficult.
Very difficult. I mean, it's again the same thing. It kind of something that you mentioned is how easily is to confuse a team without having the right words. Like it's even down to how you talk to someone and you don't say the right word, that can escalate into like a broken phone kind of deal, and just things don't get done right if you don't have the right words and right communication with the team. And that's kind of the same problem we're having, is that I had one idea, she had another idea. Ultimately, we both wanted the same thing,
Yeah.
but we had different approaches to it. And when
Yeah.
I'm telling something to the team and then she tells something different to the team, it just confuses them, and then the work doesn't get done right. So
But you had to get to a really uncomfortable place
Yeah.
before you solved it.
Exactly, yeah, it was difficult, and we got in our faces and we figured it out, and then we kind of, same thing that y'all did, right? We kind of figure out, okay, what are my strengths, what are your strengths? How do we put those two together and make it all work out? And that's kind of we've fallen into. She's more organized with parts and stuff, so she became our parts manager, so she does all our parts ordering, and anything that's parts, receiving and everything, she takes care of, and I take care of the team. And that's been a huge relief for me, because I messed up ordering parts, or I didn't order something, or we didn't know if she had ordered it or I had ordered it. So it was
Yeah.
it was just confusing, right? And it just doesn't go well with the flow of the shop.
I'm always impressed with your ability to navigate those waters, because it's difficult, and then you have a disagreement at work, and then you go home together.
Well,
and
they're
then
in
it's
the
like,
same car
you're in
riding
the same
home.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sometimes our disagreements at work continue afterwards, but we usually hash them out by dinner time. Usually is what I would say.
Well, yeah, Silvio solves everything, folks, around food. I can tell you this right now. He's the only guy that I know that has
If
to
you're
go to
dropping the
lunch.
car off, don't do it at 11. He's gone.
He's not here.
Yeah, he is at lunch.
Yeah.
And then he takes a little siesta, and he's back to work.
And Kurt, if you're here and he's here and you're dropping your car off at 12:15, run,
Yeah.
because he's going to turn into a gremlin of some sort,
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
hasn't had his
Well,
lunch yet.
it's the easiest way of talking to people. You give them some food, it just makes them docile. It's like, I guess what I would say, right? It's easier to talk over meals.
Tranquilizer.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we don't have food here now. We should have breakfast.
very
We
true.
should- yeah.
Kurt did make snickerdoodles. Did you have any?
No.
Pumpkin.
I left him in the office.
They're in the
favorite,
office.
yeah.
Oh,
Sort of spiced
they're so
pumpkin
moist, they
snickerdoodle,
fall
yeah.
apart when you pick them up.
They did.
See, now you got
I
to
got
talking.
up early.
I think what all the things that we're talking about have led to is, and Daniel, I had to do it with you. I would walk over there to your shop, and I'd be like, do this, do this, do this. And I think what's interesting about our staff is that now, if Kurt and I go over to your shop and say, do this, this, they say, you need to talk to Daniel. Which
I
is
love it.
which is
It's-
100% what we
Or when they
what we
ask
want
us
and need.
something, I'm like, you need to get with Daniel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Same thing, Silvio. You've gone through the mechanics. Basically, you have your meeting every morning. You have you go throughout your day. But if they have questions, they bring them to you.
Yep, exactly. And that's how we want it. We want all the information to come through me, and I'm like the translator to everybody else.
Yeah. What makes us very, very different is that we have the ability to put people where they belong. Right? We cater to everybody's strengths. Kurt's an amazing salesperson. Daniel has learned how to be an amazing
Learning,
manager.
yes.
Yeah, it's work in progress.
Always.
Silvio, you're also learning how to be a good manager. But I would put you two up against anybody else in this business because you're as good or better than everybody else. And yes, we still have growing to do. We've got a long ways to go because we want 100 employees instead of 30. But the growth that all three of you have had has just been incredible to watch, for me to watch.
And at least for me, and I don't know if it's the same for you, Daniel, but I know that I don't know. And I think that's what separates me or you, right?
Yep.
We know that we don't know, and I'm not going to pretend that I know what I don't know. And that's what keeps us wanting to learn more, right? So I know that, when I started this, I know that I don't know anything about management. I don't know anything about communicating with people. But now that I know that I don't know, then I focus on learning that, right? And learning those skills.
And you've become a great salesperson.
That was one of the toughest things too. I mean, this last year has been hard. I mean, there's no way around it. Like the amount of stress and difficult times, and it's been tough, and making tough decisions, right? It's really hard. So I would say this has been very, very, very hard work. But
So, yeah,
in the
making that
end,
decision and sticking with it, right?
exactly,
That's
man.
the
It's
tough
like,
one, too.
yeah, it's those decisions are tough. Sometimes you have to make calls that you don't want
Well,
to
and
make.
you question, Kurt, you and I talk a lot about this. You question yourself when you make a decision that's big or is impactful to the company. There's always that little bit of, there's always that little voice,
Yeah.
right? Right, Kurt. There's always that little voice in your head saying, "Is this the right decision? Are you sure? Are you sure?"
Yeah.
And for us, we just go. And if it's the wrong decision,
Well, speaking of right decisions, I mean, we can elaborate on, not only have we grown and just being together for a year, but man, guys, we brought on a marine division, right? We
Yeah.
brought on a residential and commercial division. Like
Yeah.
that's exciting stuff, right?
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
Big time.
we have an upholstery shop now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do custom upholstery work, which is just amazing, especially for our Porsche clients who always want the really fancy seat inserts. There is other stuff than houndstooth, by the way, So,
No, there isn't.
But to add an upholstery shop to our collection of companies, now we have everything. I mean, I don't think there's anything that we don't have. We have mobile detailing. We have, I don't think there's a service that we can't offer.
I say we let go of paint.
Yeah.
Paint and body. But we have great
Paint and
partners
body.
for that.
but
Yeah,
we've
and that
got
was
great
it.
partners for that.
But
yeah.
Stewart's and
That was it.
Automation are
We've got the
amazing.
partners, so it's like
Yeah, we got, so we can refer that business out, but
That's it.
yeah, I think it's been so much fun to watch everybody grow. And I've tried to grow, obviously, as well, and I'm old and it takes me longer to change, but I've done my best to change and improve as well.
Daniel, how big was that? Those two boats that we did.
So the largest was 53 feet.
I wasn't there for
was
the
the
2-day
HCB.
install.
Yeah, 53-foot HCB.
Yeah, and then we had it was the Brabus. It was an Axopar,
Axopar, 47.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that just
So
cool.
multi-million-dollar boats, right?
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, both multi-million-dollar boats, and just the process, right? It's one thing when we're PPFing a vehicle and we get it all prepped and ready. We drive it into the shop. We have it there. Just getting a boat out of the water, that was an eye opener. A 53-foot boat, so that we could do both of the
And
holes.
then you guys put PPF on. It's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah,
and
100 degrees, windy
and
day.
windy as heck. Yeah,
You sound like an old man telling the story, right? You're like, it was
Yeah.
100 degrees out. It was a windy day.
We
like-
walked 5 miles
Yeah,
both
yeah, yeah.
ways to get there. But that it was a blacktop parking lot, trash everywhere.
The boat was black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You couldn't stack the cards any worse. Like every time you'd spray it, it was like the slip would just wanted to evaporate.
Yeah, and
you
both
know?
Daniel and I, we first were like, I don't know if these guys know what they're doing or not, but the Expel guys ended up really knowing what they were
It
doing.
was
And
fantastic.
Well, it was great to have the Expel team. I mean, you guys were out there for the first 2 days, and in typical sales guy fashion, I show up at the when the project's done.
you showed up for lunch.
Yeah, I showed up for lunch.
There it
So did Silvio. The boats were absolutely amazing. And then to get to go out on the boats, but I mean, that's where technology's going. That's where the industry's leading. To be able to offer our clients that service at this level on those type of boats, It's pretty cool.
Well,
right?
it's cool that our clients have all this stuff. I mean, you know, the first,
Well,
the
that's
first,
the other-
the
that's the
first,
other part.
the first house that we tinted was $11 million. I mean, and so but what's so humbling about that to me is that they trust us. We're like, we called our mutual friend, said, hey, we're going to go into the home business. Can we use your house as a test deal? He's like, no, can't use my house as a test deal, but you can come tenant, and I'll pay you for it.
Yeah.
But the ability for us to call and get boats, the ability for us to call and get a house, Kurt, like you said, the ability that our customer, the things our customers allow us to do is very humbling to me, because it's like, we started aviation. Can we ceramic coat your plane? Sure, no problem. The reactions we get from our people, to me, is extraordinarily humbling, because whatever we generally want to do, they, all right, so,
In race mode?
but anytime we have something we want to do, they generally allow us to do it. And the other thing is that a lot of these clients have become mentors to us as well. And that's super rewarding to see.
I think one of the most fascinating things that I've kind of witnessed is just how many people are like coming to the table.
Yeah.
Right? Like they get excited just being here. They want to be part of the brand. They want to be part. We have a local facility that associated us with Red Bull, which I thought was the craziest thing,
So
right?
cool.
It was really cool. Now, I mean, it's a completely different brand, but to hear them equate us to that and say, you've got the team, you've got this energy, you've got this swagger to you a little bit, but still humble people. Like, it's really cool. And then all the people that are coming out of the woodwork to want to be a part of it, event organizers, people in racing.
Kurt, how many collaborations have we
Yeah,
had on social
just the
media?
collaboration work that's coming in play. Like, people are watching, and you don't really realize it, as I think you said earlier. Like, we just keep our head down and we work, and then you take a breath, you look up, and you're like, oh wow, there is a lot going on here. We have a whole bunch happening around us that we didn't realize.
Well, we had that moment, Kurt, at Saturday, where Kurt and I walked around towards the QT on that other side there, and then we're walking back towards where our cars are.
60 pink hats.
Yeah,
out there.
and we're like, look at that. I mean, they were everywhere. Yeah.
I think the coolest was there were people that I had never met,
Yeah, yeah.
haven't met yet, wearing our hats, and that was just the coolest thing. Now, whether it was because they knew the brand or they just wanted to support,
Well, we had a
the
customer walk
cause,
up and
but-
give us a $100 check for a hat.
And
I
it's
mean,
amazing. Like, that was never in the cards, right? To be
No.
able to have the resources to give, to donate. You
Yeah,
know, that
yeah.
was never in the
Now,
cards.
we do have to admit to the audience, one of our motivations is giving away one of those giant cardboard checks. That's going to be.
That's gonna
We
be
do wanna
fun.
give away a
That's
big
gonna be
I do want to get. We do want to hand out one of those Happy Gilmore checks.
That goes back to when you're talking about the partnerships and kind of everything that we've been able to do and accomplish, how I guess broad it's been. It's because we're having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we are just passionate about everything that we're doing, but at the core, I'm having a blast. There is a ton of work. I've never worked this hard in my life, but I am having so much fun. Meeting everybody, seeing the cars, going out to these different homes, going on these boats, doing all these things. Someone has to remind me from time to time, it's work.
And there's
Driving
one
a Ferrari race car?
constant, I think,
Wasn't me.
and I think you can all attest to it. We're approachable,
Yeah.
right? How many young guys at these car shows, and I'm talking under the age of 20, go up to a business entity and they get the brush off, or they get the cold shoulder?
That happens all the
Or-
time.
It happens all the time. And we don't do that. We take the opportunity to enlighten them, to help educate them, walk them through. I mean, part of our job is to educate the younger generation so they fall in love with us and hopefully want to pursue something in this career as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
Kurt, some
We
of our-
got to keep this going.
Yeah, some of our greatest joy is watching those kids climb in and out of the race cars and that kind of
I
stuff.
love
To me,
watching
that's
that.
just fantastic.
Yeah,
What
the
it's
look
all
on their
about.
face, and I'm like, get in there. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And then they look at their parents, like, is he telling me to get in here? And I've got to look at them.
Yeah.
Get your kid in the car.
On Saturday, I
And
had
then
a-
what if that kid became a driver 20 years later and it was that moment where he sat in the 488, right? And that was a life-changing moment for him. I mean, to be a part of a memory is really cool, right? And I think going back to just being approachable is something that makes us different, right?
Yeah, I had a little
We're
kid
not
ask
too
me-
good for anybody.
Yeah, I had a little kid ask me on Saturday, "What did you do to to get a Ferrari, to own a Ferrari? What did you do for work to get a Ferrari? And I just said, well, is that something that you want to have someday? And he's like, oh, I would just love to have a Ferrari. I said, well, then go find something you're passionate about. Learn everything you can about whatever you're passionate about. Apply that to a career, and you can have as many Ferraris as you want. But what's cool is to have little kids come up and say, hey, what do I need to do to get a Ferrari? What do I need to do to have a company like S Collective? We get lots of those questions, and it's super cool to see people.
Or even further, right? It's the people that want to come work for us, right? Before, for me, it was like, oh, I need to look for techs. It's going to be tough, right? Same for you, right? Oh, I need to look for installers. But now those techs and installers are coming to us because they want to work for. They see what we're doing and they want to come here.
There's an avalanche, Silvio, of
Resumes
applications.
that keep
Perfect
popping
example
our
was
way.
last week, right? We shut the shop down. Again, never in the cards. We got to shut the shop down and take everybody to the fair.
Yeah.
That
To
was the-
eat.
That was
To
yes.
eat, yeah.
There were some rides, but we didn't do those. We ate.
We supported the fair for the day.
It's
You know,
yeah,
they've been
the
struggling.
coolest
I
thing
mean,
in the
Kurt,
world to
Silvio,
me.
and Daniel supported the fair
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
by
Daniel,
themselves.
every-
Single-handedly went for it all.
I'll get
yeah.
that. I'll take
Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah.
And also
Oh,
being
ice
at the
cream?
fair and seeing pink hats everywhere was also cool. You know?
Yeah. I've never seen a guy with a fair map and a GPS, but Silvio had it. He had every
Made me
single
proud,
thing.
man.
He had-
Made me proud.
Yeah.
And they're good, right? Because I was never spending dollars. I was just giving these coupons I had, right? Yeah. They were money, but it was
Doesn't feel like it.
no. They're like fried carbonara. I'm like, I've never had that. Let's go ahead. You know.
What's interesting, Daniel, about that fair event is about once a quarter we close the shop and we go do something. It always blows me away when people say, I cannot believe you gave up all that revenue and closed your shop for the afternoon. And I'm like, you clearly don't understand anything about business, because that revenue that we missed out on, everybody was having a great time for 6 hours together building the team. It will pay us dividends far superior to leaving the shop open for 4 more hours.
It's something a team needs. You know, that time together. It's something that we need.
Something to look forward to, right?
That's
Like, I
it.
mean, you do the same, as a mechanic or an installer, you're doing a lot of the same over and over and over.
been
So, like,
honest, yeah.
something to add to your week that you look forward to, right? Oh, wow, we get to take an afternoon off and go do something. At least when I was an employee, I would look forward to that,
And we paid our employees.
Yeah.
If you were an hourly employee, you got paid while you're at the fair.
So,
If you're
yeah,
a salary employee, you got paid when you're at the
And
fair.
we gave them money at the fair.
And then we gave everybody money at the fair and gave everybody a ticket for admission. But
So cool.
if your team isn't happy, if your team isn't thrilled, if your team isn't glad to come to work, to be at work, then you don't have a team.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of minions. And that's not what we want here. We want a bunch of leaders.
I agree. I mean, we want our guys to be happy to be here and do the work that they want to do.
Yeah.
That's how you keep them. That's how you keep the best work out, right?
Yeah.
If you're pissed off and not happy to be here, the quality of work you're going to put out is not good. And I've experienced that many times. And I've worked at many shops, and there's been many places that I'm like, they're just going against you, right? And it just feels like you're not working together, and that just brings your attitude down, and then you don't want to do the work.
I mean, Silvio, we've put something in place where Daniel's taken 1 or 2 days off a month now, and one of his guys is running the shop. We want a shop full of leaders.
Agreed.
Because we're going to open more shops. We're going to do more things. We want a group. We want everybody on our staff to be able to lead.
Well, we want growth, right?
Yeah.
And we've got one of the detailers is going to 10 school next week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I want growth, cross-train. You know, if there's something else you want to do and we can help you do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, why hold anybody back?
Yeah.
You
Yeah. Carson going to 10th school is a perfect example.
And that was just him saying, I want to learn to 10. And we all kind of were like, that's a great idea. Let's run with that.
Yeah.
You know? And so I'm happy to be a part of that journey for him. I
Yeah.
think that's cool as heck.
I mean, Kurt, did you ever think Carson might go to 10th school?
No, we need to sign him up for a patience school too, but a patience class. No, he's going to be great. So it's fun to watch when your employees decide at some point they want to level up, right, or they want to experience something else. And I think working for a great company allows that to happen, right? And we encourage that. So going back to where we were a year ago or even a year and a half ago to where we are now, I mean, it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's a different feel. It's a different sensation. It's a different level of work, right? It's different concerns. And then next steps, right?
Yeah.
Like we've got some cool things around the corner. And, that's exciting. It's exciting to be able to show the public what that will look like. It's exciting that we're growing at that pace.
Yeah.
And we still have to keep ourselves in check, right? I think it's really important to do so, right? A lot of times people get away from things too quickly, and you got to kind of pull it back a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's neat to look at where we were, where we are, and where we're going,
Yeah.
right? And it's been nothing but tremendous growth. So we've got the right strategy in play. So
Yeah, we just got to keep at it, right?
gotta
Keep
keep
it
at
going
it.
and keep looking towards the future.
Yeah.
never get complacent.
Nope.
I think that's a key component. I think a lot of businesses fail or plateau when they become complacent with a certain level of success that they deem as success, right?
But I think every single one of us here wants more. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever have enough. It's just, even if I get what I want more, right?
Well,
That's-
because we're all competitive.
yeah, that's what I would say. I always what do you want? More. That's what I would say. More of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, always more.
Yeah, for me, it's always been, for me, it hasn't really been more. For me, it's been, the most rewarding thing that's happened for me in all of this is watching everybody grow. That to me is that's the juice for me. I to see everybody come as far as they have is just super cool to see. It's just super cool. Silvio, you're a perfect example, man. I mean, it's a 180, or in your terms, it's a 363 degree.
Yeah.
It's not 360, it's 363.
63 all around.
Yeah.
It's important to remember, there's a level of risk involved in doing this, right? And so during the event, I was approached by a friend of mine who's a recognized photographer here locally. He's been going to these shows for a long time. And he said, man, I am just so impressed. And I hope that one day I can get to a point in my career where I take that risk, that leap of faith to move to the next level. And he said, I met you years ago, Kurt, when it was just you, and then you had some employees, and y'all were 10 flats, and blah, blah, blah. And here you are, and
Yeah.
you took a risk. And I think if you want to do something great in life, and that just comes in all different shapes and sizes for people, but it involves a level of risk. And I think we do that really well, and it's more calculated now than it was maybe in the beginning. But you have to be a risk taker to get to where you want
Yeah.
to go.
Most human beings are programmed not to take any risk.
We allow the fear part of us to take
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, and it happens all the time.
Yeah. It's a scary move. Every move's scary.
But I think that's why I'm so excited to foster it when I see it happen in real time with our team. You talk about wanting more. For me, it's, I want more. I want more shops because I know that I have a team that's ready to kind of branch out and start doing their own. We talked about Carson. He's going to go to 10th school. I'm excited about that. That's a risk for him. We were able to help him take that risk, and I'm glad to be part of that journey. You've sent CJ to, was it Ohio?
Mid-Ohio,
Went
yeah.
last? So,
By himself.
I was saying we're starting to send
To one of our biggest clients.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was a risk, right? I mean, that was a risk for you. That was a risk for him. It was a risk for the client to say, hey, I want you to send somebody.
Yeah, and it was flawless. The weekend
But it was
flawless.
amazing,
Yeah.
And so when we talk about, calculated risks and just being programmed to not take them, when I see our team kind of getting excited to branch out, I love that. I think it's fantastic.
At the end of the day, for me at least, it's a legacy, right? I want to leave behind something that I can hang my hat and be like, man, I'm really proud. I stuck that out over all these years, right? I did it with these people, right? These men and women, helped make this into a reality, right? And it could be different for you and you and you, but I think at the end of the day, all of us want that memory. We want to create that feeling in some form or fashion, right?
All I want to be remembered for is being a good husband and a good dad. So if we do our jobs right and we build that legacy, like Kurt's saying, both those things, it doesn't cause you to be a good husband and a good dad. But for me, building something that my kids are proud of, that my wife is proud of, that Sarah's proud of, Mel's proud of, Kelsey's proud of. That's just as important to the four of us. If Vivian and Ari and Blair are pleased with what we are doing and the direction we're going, and hopefully when we do, we leave that legacy, that's to me, that's what I want out of this.
Me too. Although I also want our legacy to be as soon as they see that banner.
Yeah.
CS
Yeah,
Collective.
no,
move over.
That
we mean
CS
business.
Collective, and they're
Point
like,
by.
oh, dang, we're done. We're done. It's over. Game over for the weekend.
Agreed.
That's the legacy I want to see as well. Is people getting scared when we show up to the racetrack.
Yeah.
I think something that's been very cool to see is when we go to events and competitors are there, certain competitors come up and say, hey, it's pretty cool what you guys have done. I might want to be part of that. To have other shops that we didn't know before, that maybe Kurt knew before, just knew if they were, to have other shops interested in what we're doing and potentially want to join us, I think that's pretty cool, because there's a pretty good number of those now. So I think that's pretty cool.
I think we come with stage presence. I think we execute it really well, right? Which is important, especially in this marketplace. It's super competitive. There's a ton of shops. There's a ton of businesses, and there's events 3 times on a Saturday of every Saturday all year. You get what I'm saying. I think we come to the table with fresh ideas. I think we come to the table with a unique approach to doing this. I think we venture out of the norm a little bit and get creative and do donations and fundraisers and support the team. And I think that we, in some ways, break the mold, at least within this industry. And I think that's what sets us apart. Actually, I know it sets us apart. And that attracts the right people, right? Yeah. Or in what you were saying is it attracts people to go, I really like what you guys are doing. Like, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And so I think if that's kind of what you were alluding to,
Kurt, the ability for us to approach other shops.
Yeah, just to go to another shop. And
we did it on Saturday to
what
another
do you
shop.
think? Yeah.
And so I think, Rassi, what you're saying is that the four of us feel like we can walk up to another shop. We did it with IA Design, Silvio, with Ian. We said, hey, we love your work. Would you like to be part of what we're doing? To me, the ability that we have to walk up to another shop and say, hey, would you maybe be interested in being part of what we're doing, is crazy.
Well, the other part of that is, so I know you've experienced it in the business sector, and Daniel's experienced it, and Silvio's had it, and I myself have had it, where somebody reaches out to you and say, hey, can I bend your ear for a couple of minutes? I've got a small company up in this part of the country. I'm really trying to figure out how to brand myself, or I'm really trying, and I love what you guys are doing. Take 30 minutes or an hour out of your day.
Yeah.
And I end the phone call and I'm like,
man.
wow, that
Completely
was
off
so
guard,
cool.
right?
Like
Yeah.
I didn't even know this person. They reached out to me. They saw us on Instagram. I saw a YouTube video. They saw a podcast, whatever it may be. And they thought, I need to talk to those guys. I just want to pick their brain for a minute.
And we're happy to do it.
Yeah, and never once are we too busy to do so.
No.
We all take the opportunity. And I think that's what's really neat and cool about what we're doing is people are calling, right? People are wanting to understand more of how we got to where we're at. That's when you know you're doing something right.
We don't have any secrets. We don't see competition, but I'll gladly share our business plan with anybody that wants to learn about it, because it's incredibly hard to do. But I'm happy to share everything I know with even a competitor. If we start seeing competition, if we start worrying about that, it's a huge mistake.
Well, in the racing world, right, you've got people that are willing to help, and then you got outliers who are willing to keep things close to the chest.
Yeah.
They don't want you to know what they're doing, right? And I think you're in a kind of a unique situation where you have the opportunity to go and be that outlier in the positive way, where you can say, hey, I'm willing to help. Let me show you how to make a car faster. Right? Yes, we provide the service in-house. You can come in and pay for it. But
know,
at the track, if somebody needs assistance, you're willing to help.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, we have no secrets. Like again, like if someone comes and says, "How do you make your cars handle well?" I'll tell them. You know, I don't know if they'll be able to get it to the level that we get it, but you know, we will tell them what it
Silvio,
is.
I've seen you share alignment. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen you share
I think
all kinds of stats and
I think our main secret here is just focus and the ability of wanting to do the work. That's it, right? I mean,
It is.
that's our biggest secret, I guess, if you want to say it. What's the secret to success? Is focus and
mindset,
determination, right?
yeah, no, it is. It is. And if all you do is worry about competition, then that's all you do. If all you do is worry about your competitors and what they're up to, that will be all you are.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah, we're keeping our eyes far ahead
Right.
and above, right?
Yeah.
We're not looking at the
And
ground.
it's interesting to see how many people are replicating what we're doing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Kind
You
of the
see
ultimate
people.
compliment.
Yeah, you see
start
people
seeing
getting staff shirts,
shirts,
shoes,
videos,
hats.
and content, and you're like, okay.
I know
we
Daniel's
may have
been-
shared those ideas with
I
you.
know Kurt and Daniel have been flattered by copycats literally taking our video and doing it exact same video on a. It's humbling.
It is. That's the best way to be like, yes, I'll smile. Yes, I enjoy it. But at the end
That's
of the
the
day,
best
it's humbling.
flattery,
Maybe they
guys.
see us
Humbling.
as
Like
competition.
maybe I did
but
something right, you know, at the end of it.
I'm like,
Maybe
you're
I did
using
something right.
But
what we
that's-
created.
And that's the difference right there, right? Instead of you seeing those videos and being like, those guys are copying us, and like that's their, you know,
Yeah.
they're
Or
our
literally,
competition.
Silvio,
It's just like,
we had
oh,
a
good.
competitor copy Daniel. I don't think I think I sent it just to them. I don't know if I copied you, but we literally had a competitor copy exactly the video Daniel shot on the same car. and so my reaction to that is, how awesome is this? When I sent it to Kurt and Daniel, I'm like, how amazing is this? Look what so and so did. That's 100% copy. It's super flattering to me.
Yeah, because I mean, we've looked up to those bigger brands and kind of had like, how do we use their ideas?
Yeah.
Not necessarily copying, but just kind of like you guys mentioned. You guys look at Red Bull as something, you know, that we would want to be like.
Emulate, yeah.
Emulate, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the right word. And so like that's flattering, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, competitors copying what we're doing is the greatest flattery to me. It tells me that we're doing some things right.
we're doing the right things.
Yeah, and we're not always going to get it right, but
No.
we do a lot of things right.
Thank you for just being a part of the S Collective podcast. We're excited to be back here, back in the seat, talking about where we are, where we're going. And I'm fortunate to be alongside you guys riding this ride together. It's been really awesome. I'm looking forward to the next 3 to 5 years and see what we can do. So thank you for following us, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Yeah, nice.